Hello and welcome to Casting Roles, a persistent D&D campaign played by a bunch of theater nerds. Thank you for joining us for the third episode of The Lost Adventures of Marlow. As our dear Grace is currently in a production of Let the Right One In, and because of rehearsal schedules and everything, isn't able to be a part of the main campaign, so stepped away for a little bit. But we wanted to keep the story of Marlow going in these adventures. If you're enjoying the show, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And if you want to reach out to the show, you can find us on Twitter at Casting Roles and on Facebook at Casting Roles ILM. We stream here on Twitch every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and our videos are uploaded on YouTube on Fridays of the same week. But with no other announcements, we'll go ahead and start the show. So, Marlow. After traveling to the capital city of Alyria with Princess Alyria and Ogwan, Abel's father, you took Amalia on a little bit of a sightseeing excursion, and along the way ran into your lost sister figure, Eris Galat, who a little manically and obsessively convinced you to take part in a heist of epic proportions against the member of the patricians, Tarlo Whistleton, the Lord of Antiquities, to reclaim a lost stone that was on a weapon of great significance to the subversion. Casing out his establishment and then busting into the place. After defeating a very large crocodile in the sewers, you made your way through his mansion-like expanse to his private kind of reserve or vault, and discovered the object, only to set off an alarm at the last moment and have to make a speedy escape. You and Eris bedded down for the evening at a local tavern, and probably with dreams of conversation and reenacted at the end, only to wake up to find Eris gone. So Marlow, you're waking in the tavern in the middle of the theater district. What would you like to do?
She didn't leave anything behind, did she? Okay.
No,
then
I explicitly asked. I said, Amanda, do you want to leave a letter or a note? No. Okay.
Just
on point.
Yeah. So I take the pillow from her bed and just throw it across the room.
So you throw it with all of your -3 strength.
Well, I'm mad, and that adds adrenaline.
Okay, so go ahead and roll an attack roll with advantage using your thrown weapon.
I'm not trying to hurt this hotel room. I'm just mad.
Yeah, against the wall. Let's see how much damage you do to the pillow.
With advantage?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. What is it? A strength attack?
Strength with proficiency. I'm sure you've been in a pillow fight before.
Oh, that cancels out. 19. I rolled a 19.
Finding unimaginable strength, you chuck it across the room, and there's a moment where it hits the wall and just implodes, and there's now feathers drifting through the air of this pillow.
I leave a couple of silver in the room for whoever has to clean this.
Okay.
And then I will pack up my stuff and get the fuck out of here.
All right. So you leave the establishment, which is kind of like a divey inn. It's not super well traveled, but it is in the heart of the theater district. And so you come out, and it's it's a little later than you would usually sleep in because you were out late last night.
Right.
But it's kind of mid-morning, and there's the hustle and bustle of people coming and going. You see people in kind of extravagant costumes and gear. There is a steady march of people going towards the Iron Mount, where the aerodrome is, and you do know that the what am I looking for? The trials at the Androniki.
Yeah, big fight.
This happens once a month in the capital, and so the trials are going on, and so there's a crowd of people heading to the thing for that. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll move that way.
Okay, so you start making your way towards the Iron Mount. It's about a 30-minute walk. There's interesting throngs of people that are looking, carrying snacks and food and whole families or whatever, and they're going. But as you get to the Iron Mount, you're not exactly sure where the arena is. So go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation, you said? 20.
Oh, okay, 20. So you ask around, and there's a couple people like, oh, we're heading that way right now. It's over there, and they point to a building, and you see this very tall, probably 5-story, 6-story building, ovular in shape, bright red streamers, and kind of not a you can tell it doesn't have a solid roof, but there's coverings that come up that are bright red. And there's streamers blowing in the wind, and that seems to be where everyone's going.
Okay. Yeah, I go there. I would like to do 2 things.
Okay.
I would like to make sure, and if I have to go into a store for this, I will. Can I make sure the wave dancer is very well hidden on my body?
Yeah, sure. So you did buy an extra cloak yesterday, so you could wrap it in that and then strap it to your back so it's all wrapped up. Okay, you do that.
Yes, I will do that. And then I will more prominently display my rapier and rapier of wounding, just so it looks, I'm like, oh, these are my main weapons. Right, obviously.
This is not a weapon.
This is nothing. Don't look at it.
Sure, yeah. So you rearrange everything so everything's more prominently visible.
Yeah. And then the other thing I want to do is are there any town criers or little newsboys running around?
Yeah, actually right outside the main gates of this is the Temple of Adronis, which is the large ovular structure. There is a young boy standing next to a stack of papers, very similar to what you saw in Hightower.
Yeah. Does he have a little sign, or is he just standing there?
He's kind of standing there. He's holding up the paper, and he's just kind of shouting about the news.
Okay.
In Hightower, you got some hints at things that were problematic. For the most part, I think the most dangerous news that you hear is that there was let's see, what's the location? Oh, odd drought in. I didn't write down the name of the town. What an idiot. Where were you going to set what town were you going to set the bard thing in?
Oh, fuck. Let me pull up my... I have it on a drive. I have it on a drive.
Oh, Brookhaven. I've got it. Okay, Brookhaven.
Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I gave a different name to it. I just can I can change the fact that I named it. I think this was a placeholder name before you.
What did you put it in?
I put in Radiator Springs.
different IP.
Is that? Oh no, I did put in Brookhaven. I'm sorry, I named the resort Radiator Springs.
That's fine. That's
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Brookhaven, odd drought in Brookhaven, main hot spring mysteriously runs dry. That's kind of the most dangerous thing. There's news about the king's birthday coming next week and talking about the festivities of that.
Man!
Yeah. It was late last night that you dropped off the news, so
I'm mad. Freedom of speech. This is bullshit. Yeah. Fucking whatever.
Well, he said, Matt, would you like to... This is fresh news off the presses last night.
I give him a copper, and I say, I'm paying you to not read that paper, and I walk away.
He pockets it and is excited. Yeah, but maybe it'll make the news in the next day or so.
I bet not. Yeah. I bet not. Oh, I'm mad.
But it does definitely stand out to you that the Hightower paper there's a lot of dark shit that it's talking about, and the Anarvir paper is just like, nope, everything is fine.
Oh.
There's no war in
There's no
Anarvir.
war. Yeah. You beat me to it.
Yep. When I was like drafting what's Anarvir culture like, I was like, it's Ba Sing Se. Like, it's so Ba Sing Se.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Everybody's got to have one.
Yep. So, but you're there. So the main it's a very large arch entrance, and as you enter into the space, there's really beautiful mosaic designs along the interior of the arch, and it's torchlit, and you see depictions of the symbols of each of the 8 gods there, and it seems almost to be depicting the creation of Anarvir itself. You're seeing this city rising out of the ground in its marble white glory, with the shining beacon of Bellinor up at the top, summoning it from the ground. But the surge of people take you in, and you find that the structure itself is actually 2 rings. The outer wall ring, and then there is an open courtyard, and then there's another wall that's the actual amphitheater itself. The outer courtyard is open to the air, but it is filled with shops and barkers and people selling hot foods and to the crowds.
What is this place called again?
This is the Temple of Adronis.
Okay.
They have another name for it that is, the Colosseum itself has a separate name, but the whole structure is the Temple of Adronis. Let me pull up the.
Cool.
Oh, it's called the Forge. No. Nope, I literally just left it as Temple of Adronis. I was like, oh, it gets another name. No, it doesn't. It's just the Temple of Adronis. Which is fine. But there's people selling things, and you do notice that there is, most people are just wearing whatever, but there is a very clear uniform of some of the people present, and all very strong looking, men and women, and of all kinds, of all different racial backgrounds, but all of them muscular, strong, athletic in appearance, and they're wearing just very, very simple red, almost God, I don't always say hammer pants, but those pants that Aladdin's pants, right? With cuffed at the
baggy
end,
pants,
and a very simple yellow belt, and then the men are mostly they just kind of have a sash across their chest, and the women just have a binding across their chest.
Cool.
Yeah, you get the sense.
Also, I'm sorry. What is this event called again? I'm losing it.
This is the Trials of. Now you've made me forget the name of it. I'm literally looking at my notes.
I forgot to write anything down.
Trials of the Adroniki. Adroniki is the Adronis' tribe.
Right, of course. And that is with a K?
C-H-I.
Never mind.
That's okay.
I thought I was going to be really excited if I guessed right. Alright.
There is somebody at the very end of this entranceway. 2 of those red-garbed individuals are standing there, and they're taking alms for entrance.
Oh, money?
Yeah.
Religion. What are people putting in?
So it seems to be 2 tiers. You're seeing very, very well-dressed people are dropping in somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 gold. People who are more commonly dressed are dropping in between copper and silver space.
I throw in a silver.
Okay. The woman next to this, hair tight on the back of her head, blonde, kind of looks and goes, well, the cheap seats are that way, and she points, and there's a rickety staircase that leads up the back of the building towards the top level, and you see there's people kind of climbing that staircase.
Where do I sign up?
You want
Yes.
want to take part? Oh,
yes.
Well, the best bet would be, she kind of looks around and she says, Maester Devorin, he's running the games today. They've already ran through the first two exposés? What am I saying? What word am I looking for? Expositions? Expositions. And they've only 3 remaining. They're setting up now for the naval combat, and then the 2 after the lunch break will be one is a free-for-all fight, and the other is a team battle against the for greater glory, who is the reigning champions of the trials.
Okay. Where's Maester Devorin?
She points, and you see a large Goliath male figure, and he's kind of standing managerially in the watching over the rest.
All right. Do I get a sense of where the royal box is here?
Looking.
I know
around,
I can't approach it. it. I just kind of want to make like it obvious, like to them that I'm here.
Make a perception check.
Right. 18.
Oh, 18. So you kind of are glancing around, and it's hard because like you're here between the 2 walls. It's a little difficult to see, but you do see on the wall, kind of further down to your right, about halfway down the oval structure, you do see up at the very, very top all the other overhanging red sashes are kind of triangular and pointed. You see a very much more ornate sash that's square, that's going over a larger section, and you assume that might be where the royal box is.
Okay. I go to the Maester Devorin, the big Goliath man.
He walks up and he says, "Yes, what can I do for you?"
Hi, I would like to sign up, please.
Oh, well, we normally have people sign up a day in advance, but let me just see. And he checks his ledger and he says, well, we do have, it's odd. Those who are going to fight for greater glory backed out at the last moment, which is really frustrating that I was not made aware. You wouldn't happen to have a team, would you?
Oh, I can get a team.
All right. I can put you down. The current wager for teams is 50 gold, but the pot is currently sitting at 575, depending on how many more wagers come in.
All right. Cool. I give him. How much do I want to give this man? How much do I have? I didn't take much from the take-a-taker pot.
Yeah. You get 100 and something last night.
Yeah. Okay. So I have 115. Do I want to go big? I don't want to go big. I'll just give him 50.
Okay, 50. All right, that takes the pot up to 625. We'll see what other bets or wages come in. Does your team have a name?
Can I get back to you on that?
Yes, of course. The naval combat will be first, and then there'll be a lunch break. You can let me know during the break.
Okay. Thank you. I leave.
Okay. So you head off, and do you want to try to head towards the royal box?
I do, extremely awkwardly, like when you. It's like the equivalent of like getting sent to the principal's office, and you know it's for like a good thing, but it's still the like I have to go to the principal's office.
Well, the students of the month, please come to the front office to
yeah,
collect their prize.
Yeah, and you're like, oh no.
Yep. All right, so you awkwardly make your way. You get halfway down the oval structure, and you see a much more ornate, and it's actually built into the main structure, rather than just like rickety staircases on the side that are going up. Staircase that goes in further in. There are 2 of the priests standing outside it, kind of guarding the structure.
Hi.
there's a dwarven woman there, and she says, "Yeah, what can I do for you?"
My name's Marlow Avion. Princess Alyria is expecting me.
Roll a deception check.
That's not a deception check. That's kind of true.
Oh, she did invite you. Okay.
Yeah, she invited me.
Just make a persuasion check then.
That doesn't. I don't know why I argue. That doesn't change anything for me.
I'm not lying.
I'm not lying, Josh. 13.
13. She says, just, do you have any kind of signifiers?
I show my Adventurers Guild badge.
Oh, well, that would, if Darkon was looking for you, perhaps. Your name
Darkon?
is Marlow.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of turns to there's a tall, weirdly like a rabbit type person there.
Huh.
First one you've ever seen. And she kind of turns to them and says, hey, will you go check with the royal box to see if they're expecting... Did you say your name was...
Marlow.
Marlow. Marlow Ebiorn. Yes, please. And the rabbit quickly hops up the stairs.
Do I probably can't tell this from just looking at that person. Do I know anything about, like, what she would be?
Yeah, go ahead and make a history check.
A history check?
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
I rolled a 3.
No.
It's only gonna take me to
Actually, go
6.
roll with advantage because of where they're from.
14.
14. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing this correctly. Just want to make sure that they didn't give them a special name. Okay, you don't know, like with the 14 you probably don't know their full name, but they are from the Veltland. They're from the more like plains area of the Veltland, and the people from where you were would just call them rabbit folk. They are a nomadic tribe for the most part that wander around from place to place, and they come in to trade foraged items and things in the towns around the Veltland every now and then.
Okay.
They're not a super large community, but you've maybe seen one before, maybe 2 or 3 before in your life. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. long ago.
Sure.
So the dwarf is just sitting there waiting, and then a moment later, the rabbit folk comes back down and says, yes, Princess Alyria says that this is her private guard. Are we doing that now? And she goes,
yeah, what she said.
I guess. But if the princess is expecting you, please. And they part and allow you to head up the steps. The steps are like finely carved stone, beautiful sconces lighting the way as you rise up. And you go up 4 levels. And then you come out to the top, and it opens up onto this large box that's overlooking the whole arena. And you see there's 3 levels of seating that's ovular around this structure, and there's just masses of people filling them, larger than any group of people that you've ever seen before. Directly across from this box, there's another box, very similar in construction to this one, and you can just kind of make out that there's people sitting in it. But then it's like, this is like an opera box seating, so you come up and then there's like a few rows of seats here, and Princess Alyria is there, and she jumps up, she goes, Marlow, I wasn't sure if you were going to come. It's so good to see you again.
Yeah, no, my schedule's free. I wanted to stop by. I want to fight. I want to hit something. I haven't done that in a while.
Oh, well, I suppose... Did you register? Are you on the docket?
He said I can be in the team battle. So...
The team battle?
I know... So here's the thing, Alyria. I don't know many people here, and I'm gonna make a wild proposition for you. You're like the only real fighter I know in Anavir. So, hear me out.
Oh, I don't and she kind of looks around, and she looks specifically at one tall. I keep reaching for my mouse to change what's going on my Chromebook, which is not how this works. She looks at one tall human, kind of off to the side, slick back, black hair, very fine cloak, and she kind of looks at him and she says, I'm not sure if Yusef would allow the princess to fight.
Who's that?
Oh, that's Yusef. She's kind of whispering, that's Yusef Erfan. He's the crown regent.
Right. I knew that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, but she's whispering, so it's okay. He's...
How do you spell his last name?
Erifan.
Okay.
And she says, I think I can maybe sneak away. Is that a good idea?
We'll put you in a hatch or something if you don't want to do it under your name.
Oh no, I have just the thing, and she kind of reaches in her bag and she pulls out this mask, beautifully constructed. It's made of platinum, and she says, I just made this morning just for fun. And it's a kind of the shape of a fox.
That's sick. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, well, I'll sneak away after the naval combat, and then
okay,
I'll meet you in the ready room.
Okay, get one more person. I trust your judgment.
At that moment, you see the very large figure of Ogon walk over, and he says, I could not help it over here that you are looking perhaps for a team?
Yes, I want to fight.
Well, I had thought of entering into the free-for-all combat, but the team battle seems more my speed.
Yeah, the reigning champions dropped out, I guess. So.
Oh no, the people fighting them.
The people fighting the reigning champions dropped out.
Well.
That's what I said.
I think it is our job to unseat the reigning champions. Then I have not been practicing my war maneuvers since I left Noavia, so it would be good practice.
Yeah, absolutely. You held your own great in that airship battle.
Yes,
so.
well, and he behind the things, you see his giant maul that he used in the battle, and he says, well, I came prepared, so.
Sick.
You have your team then, Marlow.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is a guy named Tarlo here?
And Laura kind of looks around and she says,
Whistleton?
No, he's running a little late. He typically doesn't, he likes the naval battles, I think, so I'm surprised, and at that moment you feel this shudder where the whole building kind of shakes a little bit, and you see these 4 giant copper-ish pipes come out of the side of the building, and just gushing water pours into the central zone, and the whole central space begins to fill with water.
That's so sick! Holy shit!
And she says, the naval battle will be beginning in probably 30 minutes. It's his favorite part. I imagine he'll show up soon.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know Tala?
No.
Oh, he's a prick.
I wink at her.
Oh, let's see if she picks up on it. Nope.
Amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
She's he's so uptight. His wife's got him wrapped around her finger.
Yeah, I bet.
But the rest of the Curia Regis is here.
Oh! Maybe you should introduce me to them.
Oh. You'd like to meet all?
You know, because we talked about that before.
Oh.
Talking to the Curia Regis?
Right, yes. It sounded like such a good idea at the time.
We don't have to do it. I mean, if you don't want to do it, we don't have to. I don't want to meet people.
No, I think...
I'm fine not meeting anyone today.
I think it might be worth it. Because, of course, the Adventurers Guild, that's a big deal. I think it's important. Well, we'll make the quick rounds, and I think, what are you looking to see if any of them give you bad vibes, right?
Yes, yeah, I'm really good at picking up bad vibes. Well, no, if nothing else, I mean, Maybe if that's just how they react to me. I don't
Right.
know.
Of course, yes. We'll skip Darkon. He's already drunk, and you already know him. And she looks over, and you see like Darkon is like passed out in a chair.
We like made him an alcoholic, huh? We like ruined this
maybe you
man's
did.
life.
Yeah, but so he's like passed out. She leads you away from Yusef. She does not want you to does not want that to be the first introduction.
I don't want to meet him either.
She stops next to a very haughty-looking half-elven male, like ginger-colored hair,
Ew.
green eyes, very tall, very skinny, ornate rings on all of his fingers, beautiful, like probably the finest garb that you've seen on somebody. As she's walking up, she says, "This is the Master of Coin. Uriel, I just would like to introduce you to a friend of mine that I've made." And he kind of looks over. "Oh, yes, little princess. Who is this?" And Alyria, she's like biting her tongue. "Well, Uriel, this is Marlow. She is the leader of the Adventurers Guild that was just formed out of Broadfield." And he goes, "Oh, what a waste of money. But it's a pleasure to meet you."
Right, of course. Thank you. We hope to be bringing in lots of revenue.
That would be, if only there were things for adventurers to do, you might make some money then, yes.
Right. But, it's so hard when everything's so well taken care of.
We do our best. Thank you for noticing.
Thank you. Truly.
Yes. He kind of goes back, like leans back. Vacant look on his face. And she goes, "Uriel Dane."
Uriel Dane.
And you recognize the last name. Dane is the patrician family that owned the Windsor estate before Amalia bought it.
Okay.
The Danes
right.
are from the Veltland. They're one of the richest patrician families.
Veltland. Patrician. Family. Okay. Sorry, I'm expecting to meet a lot of people here, so I'm trying to like.
There are, just so you know, you already know Darkon.
Yeah.
You already know Tarlo, Lord of Antiquities. I mean, you don't know him, but Lord of Antiquities.
Well, no, I don't know him.
Other than them,
Gingers.
There's 5 other than them. So.
Okay. So I'm just trying to like write down their names and like a basic description so I remember which one is which. Which for this man I wrote ginger smarmy fuck.
Perfect. Next she's kind of, as she's walking away, she goes, "Next is one of my favorites.
Oh, thank God.
Thorin, it's so good to see you again." And this older looking dwarven man, gray beard, kind of going widow's peak at the top, wearing...
Did you say Thorin?
Thordin.
I was like, that it.
Wearing like a beautiful armor that you recognize as like high-ranking armor of the Radiant Legion.
Okay.
Yeah, dwarven figure, and she goes, she kind of whispers over, "He's the Master of Arms."
Master of Arms.
This is Thorin Braid. This is my good friend Marlow of the Adventurers Guild. And he goes, "Oh, the Adventurers Guild. I've heard so much about you already. Very fantastic organization. I see. Making good work out in the Riverlands."
Thank you. Yeah, we're doing our best out there.
Yes. Mess with some is it kobolds or some odd creatures.
Yeah. We ran into a bit of trouble there. Solved the issue.
Well, it's nice to have an organization out there doing the work, so that the Radiant Legion can focus on, other concerns.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I thought there was more members. Are the others off exploring the city, or? Yes.
Running solo for a bit and then rejoining the group.
Well, fantastic to meet you, Bella. If you ever make it up to Mount Adronis, you should check in with the Radiant Legion there. They might have some work for you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes. And he kind of goes back. And at this moment, the copper pipes have finished filling and they retract. And you see that there's probably 10 feet of water has now filled the basin of the thing. And they're now pulling out small-scale ships, like probably quarter size, but they look like real ships. Like they have masts and everything, but everything's just shrunken down.
Little dummy ships.
Yeah. And there's like 3 people on each ship, and they're kind of rigging up the sails and doing whatever. And you see a beautiful drow female in the same box with you, wearing the most like this simplistic, but you can tell that it is very rich, violet outfit, trimmed with gold and silver at the sleeves. She's wearing a pendant on her head that is kind of the shape of a moon, and she kind of looks over at Yusef and she goes, "Is it time already?" And Yusef goes, "Yes, of course it is." And she holds out her hands, and you see these 2 orbs like flash out of one hand and then flash out of the other, and suddenly you feel this circulating breeze going around the interior, and you see the sails on the boats catch, and they start to sail.
Cool.
And there's 5 or 6 boats in the water. They're circling around each other, and suddenly you start to hear the flash of cannons as they're firing at each other to try to sink one another into the water below. And there's a roar from the crowd as the nautical battle begins. And Alyria kind of looks over. She goes, "Oh, that's Lenaria. Lenaria Mistweaver. She's the Archmage of the Violet Conclave. Oh, sorry, she has a title here. The Master of the Weave."
Master of the Weave. Okay.
Lenaria Mistweaver. Yes.
Lenaria Mistweaver.
She says she's rather intimidating. She's, I guess, technically like my headmaster at school right now.
So she's your principal?
Yes. One of the greatest heroes of the subversion is my principal. It's kind of a little overwhelming.
Yeah, sounds like it.
We can meet her now that she's carried out her official duties.
Oh, I mean, okay, yeah.
She kind of makes her way over, very much like a student approaching her principal or whatever. And she goes, Archmage Mistweaver. And Lenaria kind of looks down and says, "Oh, Alyria, please. As much as I'm your instructor, you're the princess. Please, outside of school, Lenaria is fine." And Alyria goes, "Of course, Archmage Mistweaver. This is my good friend Marlow. She's of the Adventurers Guild." And Lenaria gives you kind of a sidelong glance.
Right, can I roll insight on what the fuck that is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good. 23.
Yeah, she's heard of you before.
But in like a good way or a bad way?
It's not. It's a judging glance. Like she's taking stock of you. Not a glance of like. There's not a flash of like.
No emotion, just
yeah,
like.
No, she's just kind of like looking up and down, and she and you hear, you don't see her mouth move, but you hear a voice in your head that says, "You've been causing quite a ruckus, haven't you?" And then she laughs in your head.
I do that a lot. I'm really not sure what you're currently referring to.
Let's just say that there are bad actors within the conclave that I know of, and you've given them a little bit of a hard time.
Great. I hope to further mentally fuck them up in the future. Mentally.
Yes, and I would be interested.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't curse at you. Like, important. I'm sorry.
It's more than fine. I would be interested to know if you have any clue of the identity of this traitor.
Hey, Josh, it's been a hot second. No, I don't know.
You know his name is. You know him as Aramon. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Working on it.
Well, keep in contact. Alyria is a special project of mine.
Oh, she's great. She's the best.
Yes. And then she comes out of that and she goes, yes, the princess is quite fantastic. And Alyria blushes immediately.
Oh, that's cute.
I'm just hoping that she'll leave that forge behind and really delve into her arcane studies. She has a knack for it.
She's great at both, honestly.
Well, it's a pleasure that somebody can see her gift. And excuse me, and she goes back and she launches something up, and you see the wind pick up at the thing, and like one of the ships like rams into the other one as the wind is driving them faster. There's now like waves lapping against the edges of the building as the wind is kind of pulling, and you see her for a moment. She reaches out to one side, almost like she's grabbing nothing, and then she kind of swings her arms to the other side, and you see a large wave of water rise up and begin to crash across the building towards the other side. And it almost looks like it's going to swamp the audience, but it crashes down over one of the boats, turning it upside down. And then when it gets to the other side, it hits an invisible barrier and just sprays up into the air.
Fuck, that's the coolest thing ever.
And it rains down, and there's this like rainbow of light in the...
I'm literally angry this doesn't exist in real life. This is so cool.
I love it. And she goes, oh, this is one of my absolute favorite things to do outside of study, of course, right?
This is literally the coolest thing I've ever seen. I just wanted to put that out there.
And at that moment, Thornton stands up and he says, I think we've got a winner! And he points to one of the ships that's still standing after the tidal wave has gone through. And Lunaria like raises her hand up, and this explosion of fireworks rains out over the crowd. And then the people are like waving, and the crowd is throwing like wreaths of flowers into the water, and they're just floating and covering the space. And then you see this large pit open in the middle, and all the water begins to slowly drain out. And then you see the audience start to kind of spread out for the lunch break. They're going to get
the lunch break, of course.
And then, so you've met. And so she kind of. Lunaria says, if you excuse me, I do feel a bit peckish. And she kind of walks back to, there's a buffet set up in the back of this box to get some food. And then as she moves out of the way, she's probably super tall, like 6 foot tall drought.
Come on now. You gotta stop with this.
But as she moves out of the way, like right next to her was a very unassuming half-orcan female.
Okay.
Bluish green skin, her face painted, the top half of her face painted a white, kind of to an ombre that fades into her skin. Gold piercings on her ears. One of her ears has like a notch cut out of it where it looks like she either got into some kind of fight or something. Wearing very, very nondescript indigo robes, which you recognize as belonging to the Acumen.
Okay.
Yeah. And Alyria goes, Unali, I didn't see you sitting there. And this woman speaks up. Her name is Unali. Unali.
Okay.
She says, Marlow, this is Unali Troma. She's of the Acumen. I think over there, did they promote you recently? And Ollie jokes, and she says, no, I'm still fulfilling the Metatron of Erudition role, but I did get this sighting. I guess it's my turn. And Laura, to explain for you, she says, the Acumen do not believe in raising one person above others, so the 3 Metatrons kind of alternate their role on the Curia Regis every year or so, I think. And so it's Unali's turn. Quite brilliant mind. Her and Abel would get along very well. And Unali says, and this is the Adventurers Guild, correct?
Yeah, that.
I believe that I received a letter did you happen to go to the monastery of the Third Eye?
Yes.
Ah, yes, it was your band that we received a letter about. Quite interesting group. You're doing good things in Broadfield.
Thank you. It's yeah, it's we're doing a bit. We've done a bit.
Well, apparently you've quite inspired one of our lower librarians there. He's in the process of writing a book about the formation of the Adventurers Guild.
Oh wow, yeah. What a writer he is.
Well, based on all the other things I'm sure he's read, the fiction section will be a wonderful addition, I'm sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to not recognize any of ourselves in that book.
I can't wait till that book comes out.
I'm so excited. Oh my god.
I want to do a one shot.
Writing the book.
I want to do a one shot.
Of us in the book.
Of the book. Of what this writer thinks happened.
Oh my god, Josh, that's so funny.
Like, instead of a cobbled cave, it was like a dragon infested cave. Like, I need to make a note of this. Whatever this, it's gonna be.
Oh my god, we're all like super high level, like
okay, now imagine all of yourselves at level 20. And
oh my
we're gonna
god.
run this one shot.
Monastery. Is still.
I forgot his name, otherwise I would have said it.
I have it back here somewhere.
Back in your notes somewhere.
I'll find it. Hold on. About us. Let me see. Third Eye.
Yeah, the monastery.
That would have been.
Day of Ascension.
Was the Day of Ascension.
It's like episode.
But it was
like
right.
12 or 13.
We were in the library, so this would have been Big Elephant Man. It was not him.
No, he.
That was the headmaster.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then, oh my god, did I really not write down this man's name? I'm gonna be so angry. No, Azalor. No, Herman was not him.
No, Herman was the trainer. No, because this is all the Hottie and Skull stuff. I don't think I wrote him around. I'll go back and watch it, because he had a basic name, but he did hide. Yeah, he was basic. I can't wait. As Unali, you're talking to them, you hear a voice behind you. Oh. Did I miss the nautical fight? I was really looking forward to it. Oh no, it's him! Oh no! And you turn around, and the spitting image of the that portrait that you saw in the office. Oh no! High tilted nose, human male, Tarlo Whistleton there in the flesh, wearing it's not a cold day. It's a nice warm day for spring. And he is wearing a full cloak with a furred collar. Oh my god! Red in color. His actual tunic and garb is this flashy, bright golden color. Very wearing his money on his sleeves, and you immediately see Lenaria, who has a plate of food, turn away from him and walk the opposite direction. Yes, Lenaria. She gets it. And I forgot to tell you, Unali is she's the master of politic. Master of politic. I see. But Uriel Dane, the master of coin, goes, "Oh, Tarlo, come, Tarlo, saved you a seat." Oh, of course, the best friends. I should have seen this one coming. And Tarlo swashes his way over there, and he goes, "Well, I mean, I suppose if I'm here, I might as well stay for the last 2 acts, but that is beneath me to watch pure violence. Nautical fighting is so much more pure and glorious." Who is this mongrel in the seats with us? Sorry, did you say that about me? Oh boy! Oh! Huh! Huh! And he kind of goes, "Unali, is this another one of your test little cases of bringing the poor and impoverished up into our spaces?" Actually, my name is Marlow Avion. I'm the head of the Adventurers Guild. Oh, that little thing.
Yeah, that little
As
thing.
you can see, and he kind of waves at Darkon, who's snoring in his seat. Another mistimed ill adventure from Darkon Cerulean.
I just stare him down.
Make an intimidation check with advantage. Because he's not used to people just not responding to him.
16.
He kind of is like, he's like thinking you're going to be in on the joke or that you're beneath understanding the joke.
Right.
And like, Uriel laughs with him for a moment, but then even Uriel's like, oh, this isn't funny. And then Tarlo kind of breaks away from you and he goes, well, who did they get to provide the food for this place? Is it's that horrible establishment again? And he kind of walks off away towards the food in the back, and Lunaria appears next to you and goes, thank you. That will keep my humor rising for at least a month.
I aim to please.
And this is Lunaria speaking again, and she's like, so you've made the rounds, you've met everyone now, have you?
Yeah, I believe so.
And Alyria goes, I don't... Lunaria, could you introduce her to Yusef? He gives me... he's like a weird father figure. He's odd. And Lunaria goes, oh, yes, oh, fine, that's fine. And she goes, Yusef, come, please, Yusef, over here. And the tall human figure, slick back hair, mustache that's kind of pinned.
Already awful.
Beautiful green cloak with golden embroidery, but much more simplistic than the patricians. Because Tarlo and Uriel are both patricians, so they're the rich ones. The other ones are like public servants, basically. So Yusef approaches and he goes, "Oh, Lunaria, it's so gorgeous to see you again. Of course. Who is do you have with you here today? Are you one of the princess's friends?"
Yes, I'm Marlow Abion. I'm with the Adventurers Guild, which is how I met the princess.
I was informed about you. You all took the princess on a little adventure, didn't you?
It was not supposed to be that way, but yes, that is how it ended up.
Well, it was just a walk around the woods, wasn't it?
Yes.
Make a deception check.
16.
He goes, well, I mean, she was stuck on that stupid island for so long.
Is he talking about Noavia? Oh boy! Oh boy!
It's so good to see her finally seeing the true countryside that she serves.
I think it was great for her to expand her worldview. Yes.
Yes, of course. And I hear that you are traveling. Your party is an interesting group, a very odd mix. Not a lot of Illyrian representation there, but I know that you are. We've got somebody from the Vanishing Isles, which is, second lost cousin. An Noavian. Very odd to allow a Noavian into an Illyrian guild, but I suppose they'll just allow anyone in these days.
Oh, well, his father, Ogwan, is actually here. He's actually the son of the diplomat.
Oh. He kind of looks at Alyria. Alyria, you didn't tell me that Abel was here. And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. I guess I forgot.
Oh no, I've done something wrong. Uh-oh. I wasn't supposed to do that.
She rolled a 20, I think. Let me see what her addition is.
Uh-oh.
Yes, 18 plus 2.
Throwing Alyria under the bus.
And he goes, Alyria, I know that you've had a lot on your plate recently, but you really should let me know these types of things. I do apologize. Of course, the son of Ogwan is more than welcome to wander Alyria.
Insight check!
Go ahead,
yeah. It's, what is my insight? Nope, higher up. 14, no, it's a 16, 11 plus 5.
Just every time he said the word Noavia, there's a like there's a scoff hidden behind his mention of it. He doesn't hide it very
Oh
well.
my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This guy's insane.
Yeah. And you seem go and make a general intelligence check. Just
Okay.
to see if it's long enough ago now. Let's see if you recall.
Okay, 15 plus intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
18.
You do remember at some point in your conversations with Iris Corday that when she was talking to Abel and they were having their back and forth, that she mentioned that there were those within the upper rankings of Alyria that thought it was dumb to not have Nuevia as under their control.
So that's him.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, this
Perhaps.
subtle ass racist man. Okay.
Well, as long as you remember, of course, that you serve Alyria.
Of course. We just actually added a new member, another Illyrian. So that's.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we're gonna balance things out. Of course.
Do you know where they're from?
You know, they're actually very new. We overlapped for about a day before I came here. I believe they're from Hightower, is where I met them.
Oh,
So
interesting. That's good. Good to nice have good representation across the board. And you, of course, are originally from the Veltland, if I remember my information correctly.
that is correct.
The Danes would be pleased to know that there was a representative of their land in such a prestigious organization.
I look over at fucking Uriel and look back at him and go, of course.
Of course. Well, I do believe I have to start the commencement of the second stage of the... It's very sad, actually, that the rest of your group is not here with you. You would have made a good fighting group to face off against the...
I think I've
champions.
actually been able to pull a different team together, which will be very interesting.
Oh, you are taking part.
I'm going to, yes.
That's very interesting. He kind of looks at Uriel again.
Insight check? What is that about?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm insight checking so much.
No, that's smart.
These people are crazy.
You're supposed to figure out which one's the bad one. Good luck.
Yeah, okay, 16. I'm rolling
16.
good on these. I really don't want to fuck up.
So he kind of looks, and then he catches you looking at him, and he goes, "For greater glory, that's Uriel's private group. He provides them with all of their armor and their equipment and their training. I had placed a wager on them. Do you recommend I move my wager over to you?"
My group hasn't been defeated yet, nor have I.
Interesting. And he kind of makes a motion, and a servant appears out of nowhere. The servants in this space are doing such a good job of staying out of sight.
Right.
And then just one, yes, how may I help you, Lord? And he goes, yes, could you find the maester, and please, put 500 gold on, what was your team's name?
I look at Alyria. Alyria, you had just given me a great suggestion. What was it you said again?
Alyria, the fleet foxes.
The fleet foxes.
They're very quick, apparently, I've heard.
Yes.
And like one of them dresses like a fox.
One of them would prefer to stay anonymous in the fight and will be dressing like a fox.
Like a fox, yes, like a fox.
Yes.
Alyria, 19 on her deception.
I love throwing this kid under the bus.
And he goes, the fleet fox is very interesting. Yes, tell the maester that I would like to put 500 gold on the fleet foxes, please. Thank you very much. And he waves him away, and the servant disappears down the stairs.
I turned to Alyria. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. And anyway, thank you, Yusef. I know you're so busy that you have to get back to your work. And Yusef goes, yes, of course. Of course, family dinner this evening, Alyria. It'd be great to see you. And I hear that Vicus is going to be making his, he may be arriving this afternoon. Alyria goes, what a pleasure. Thank you. And she kind of grabs you and pulls you back away from all the prying ears.
Great. I gladly fucking go away from this.
What a fucking horrible way to spend the evening.
Well, we get to go take anger out on things. By not talking to people and hissing things.
I've got a lot of that. Vicus is my betrothed.
The one who sucks, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm saying that like you have multiple betrothed people.
Sometimes I wish. No, yes, he's arriving a week before the celebration so we can explore the capital city together and of course grow closer in our hatred for one another.
How romantic. I'm sorry.
Oh, it is what it is. So I'm going to go disappear.
Wonderful. I have to go give the maester a team name.
Oh.
So I'm gonna
Yes.
run down. Unless you want me to come escort you.
No, I think it would be better if I'm not seen leaving with you.
Yes.
And
Of
then
course.
I'll meet you in the ready room. They'll show you where it is once it's time to make your way down there.
Right, of course.
And Ogon, and she kind of calls out, and Ogon makes his way over and says, Is it time to go get ready?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, go on. Oh, I'm actually gonna go get something to eat real quick. I just kind of look at him.
Would you like some
No.
company? No? Okay.
No. This is a solo mission.
Um,
I'll see you in a bit.
Oh, Yusef, I had a question. And he goes over to Yusef and, like, pulls him to the edge, and they're
Right.
looking out over the arena.
Are Tarlo and Uriel still talking?
Tarlo and Uriel are currently eating chicken wings like this.
Ew, I want to kill myself. Okay. Can I try to eavesdrop on whatever they're talking about?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a perception check.
I don't think they're dumb enough to talk about shit in public, but they're also dumb. So I feel like maybe I have a chance here. What the fuck is that? What is this roll? Sorry, this is like a dice covered in leaves, and it's really pretty, but it's like
Impossible to read.
yeah. Okay, 18 plus
18.
What is this roll? Perception. I get advantage because I'm hearing.
Oh, it is, yeah.
It's not a 20.
Okay.
Okay. 18 plus 5 is 23.
23. Okay, so you don't even have to move that close. You just kind of like focus your attention.
Mm-hmm.
And Uriel is currently going, it's the damnedest thing. Somebody decided to break into my house last night. You told me that the Black Legion was one of the greatest groups of people to provide security, and they allow people to just waltz into my private collection and take a valuable artifact. And the other man, which I just forgot his name.
Tarlo.
Uriel. Uriel goes,
Yeah, Uriel. I'm talking
well,
about
I mean,
it.
how much are you paying them? You can't quite expect them to do, like, to move heaven and earth. They can't stop every single person to come through. And Tarlo goes, but out of my private collection, those are priceless antiquities of Illyrian history. We must guard them, of course. I think that the Radiant Legion should be moved to guard Whistleton Estate. I think that it is of national concern that the Radiant Legion be there. It's probably some outsiders, from the rogues or something they're coming in to steal our things. And Uriel goes, well, I mean, you can always bring the idea up with Yusef, but I'm the one that controls the purse strings, so I guess ultimately you'll have to convince me.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
These
So
guys are the worst.
you're hearing that.
Okay.
So-
I wanna. Can I try? Can I check my inventory real quick for something that I think I have, but I'm not sure if I have?
Sure, yeah.
Sorry, I'm wasting your time, Josh. I'm sorry.
I've got nothing but time.
Okay. Come on. I know I have it. I know I'm the one who ended up with it. Yes! I have it. Okay. Cool. I'm not going to do anything with it yet.
Okay.
But maybe later. No. Am I going to do it right now? No. I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to think something through here, and I'm really bad at thinking.
They're so.
So who's around me? I've
been rolling
Uriel?
perception for them to see if they notice you listening. They are so like my headcanon is they're so self-engrossed in their own bullshit because I've rolled a 1, a 3, and a 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got around me. I have Uriel. I have.
So close to you right now, Uriel and Tarlo are talking probably 10 feet away or so.
Yeah.
They're sitting down.
Yusef's back with Ogwan.
Yusef and Ogwan are at the balcony, overlooking the arena, talking about whatever. Lunaria is back where she was seated, and she's next to Unali. Darkon is passed out, and Thornton is not seen right now.
It's not Darkon because they tried to murder him. I really don't think it'd be Lunaria. But that feels also wild to just assume. I just don't want it to be her. Okay. This is insane. Josh, what I'm about to do is insane.
Roll a history check for me really quickly.
It's not great. 7.
Lunaria Mistweaver, like you don't. It's very incredibly low DC. You don't remember all of the details. Lunaria Mistweaver is one of 2 surviving people who are attributed as being solely responsible for driving back the Veil and preventing the subversion.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
Like unless
she's possessed or had a complete personality change.
Like she is one of the even Yusef, the Crown Regent, looks at her with a level of respect and I'm beneath you, even though her role is basically just she's just in charge of the wizards,
So who would want to fuck up? Who was on that ship that they were trying to fuck up? It was Alyria, Ogwan, and Darkon.
Yeah, and they were specifically targeting Ogwan.
Ow! I know who it is. I walk over to Yusef.
Okay.
Wait, no. Before I walk over to Yusef, I put something in my hand.
Okay.
And then I walk over to where he and Ogwan are.
And Ogwan's saying, "You really should come and visit. Noevia is a gorgeous island." And Yusef goes, "Well, I remember when it was the Druid Enclave. It was quite beautiful, but I'm sure you've torn down many of the trees now, haven't you had to?" Yeah.
Just gonna slam myself in the face with this book. I walk over.
Mm-hmm.
I pull out the pawn chess piece from a priori that we got from Soren Nerida, and I pull it out and I go, sorry, Yusef, Ogwan, I found this lying around, and I was just wondering if this belonged to either of you. And insight check on Yusef right now.
Go ahead. Yep.
Oh my god, please be good, please be good, please be good. Ah! Josh.
Uh-huh.
Josh.
Oh no.
Josh. It's a natural 20. Josh.
They're Ogwan is looking at it like he's never seen whatever. It's a chess piece. Yusef, all you see is and then his eyes open back up. He just kind of slowly squints at it for a moment, and then his eyes open back up, and then the normal face that you have seen the entire time with Yusef, his face is very practiced.
But he broke for a second.
It's like a poker tell. You would not have picked up on it if you had not rolled a natural 20. But
okay.
He recognizes the object. No, I don't play chess. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'll keep asking around. Sorry to interrupt you both.
And Ogwen says that that's a quite impressive wood make, though. That is
It is. If someone lost it from a set, surely, pawn's not that important, but surely,
Oh, well, you might be quite surprised. Pawns can become queens.
Right. Not as much as the king, though, of course. I look at Yusef.
I'll say your natural 20 is still rolling. the king gets a side glance. But yeah.
Got him. All right. Okay. I'm so sorry to interrupt you both. I'm sure you were having a lovely conversation. I hate to interrupt. I'm going to go now. Goodbye.
Yes, I look forward to fighting with you later. And Yusuf goes, "You're fighting? How barbaric!" And Oban goes, "Well, in Nuevia, we are all trained for combat because being so close to the Veil, you never know." And Yusuf goes, "Right, of course."
Oh my God. Yusuf wouldn't have bet on me if he knew Ogon was.
No, he would not have.
Oh my God. I'm gonna steal this man's. Actually, he's probably gonna go change his bet bag, but I'm gonna steal his money. Hopefully.
I mean, he put his money in the pot either way, so.
I'm gonna steal his money.
Yeah, that makes the pots at least now at 1,100. So.
I want to win this so bad.
All right. So you're gonna go find the maester to put your name in?
Yes, I am.
All right,
I
so
am.
you make your way back down. The maester's still standing there, kind of overseeing things. Well, did you decide on your name?
Yes, the Fleet Foxes.
The Fleet Foxes up against For Greater Glory. Okay. Well, that'll be interesting combat. The next battle is the free-for-all. They should be going underway any moment now. And at that moment, you hear like an explosion in the air in the distance. You're like, now.
Right now, in this moment.
But the ready room, and he kind of points, and under, like, you see two of those rickety staircases going up, and you see next to it a stone staircase that goes down. Like you can tell, like maybe going underneath the arena. He says your ready room will be there. Your group can head that way and prepare as best you need for the combat ahead.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
And so, do you head back to the box or do you head towards the room?
I want to head towards the room because I know Yusuf's probably on to me. I want to go back to him.
Okay.
I don't feel like I was subtle, and I don't think I was trying to be subtle so much as I think my goal was to get something out of him and not so much be like deception-y, you know?
Who knows?
I think as soon as I pulled out the chess piece, it's like pretty fucking obvious. And I'm just thinking out loud here. If he is a priori, then he would probably know that we're doing shit and on to him. So he would already know that we have made some
He would already know, like, he would know enough of who you are.
He wouldn't know enough that we, you know, because Armand's well aware of what we've been doing, so. Ha 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 ha! Sorry, I'm excited.
You know there's a connection, you don't know what the connection is yet. Yeah. Okay.
Well, he knows!
Yep.
And I'm on to him.
Yep.
I'm on to him.
All right, so
I'm on to him. He's the traitor, and I'm on to him.
You make your way down into the ready room, and you're the only one there at the moment. It is it's just basic locker room kind of setup. There's like a well of water in the back that you could like rinse off. There's lockers and things for you to drop off any of your belongings that you do not want to take into combat with you. There is one person down there who is a priest of Adronis. And when you arrive, they say, if you'd like to put your belongings here, we'll lock it for you, so it's safe.
Thank you. I put away my backpack.
Okay. And you see, like, the moment you close the locker, she reaches out and she casts a spell, and you see a spectral lock appear, and you hear a click sound, and it fades into the stone, or it fades into the
Great.
Yeah. The password, what would you like the password to unlock it to be?
I would like it to be lavender. Thank you.
Lavender, okay. And she kind of finishes the spell, and it's clicked. She says, all you have to do is say lavender, and it will open for you.
Thank you so much.
And at that moment, you hear a figure walking down the steps, and having gone to change, you see Ogwan approaching. He's wearing a leather vest that's open in the front, so you can see like bare skin with his tattoos underneath. Sleeveless. He's got his Great Maul in his hand.
Damn.
And he has...
A daddy, for sure.
Daddy. And he has this gold band around his head. His head's bald otherwise, but he's got a gold band around his head with the Nuavian crest in the center, which is probably like, like a symbol of his authority. And he kind of stands there and he goes, well, this is quite interesting. I think I'm ready for some battle. It's a bloodbath out there, apparently. Like, 2 people have already been knocked out.
My God.
Yes. There's quite a vicious Goliath just tearing through, but we'll see. And then a moment later, you hear the soft footsteps of also changed. A woman wearing a goldish platinum fox mask, and the breastplate is very similar to the breastplate you've seen Alyria wear in the past, but the coloration has changed. And she's wearing a very, very simple, like, green tunic over the back. And she's carrying her shield and her warhammer. And interestingly enough, this is the first time you've noticed them standing next to each other, like, in this kind of situation. Aloria's warhammer looks like a small version of Ogwan's maul.
That's so cute!
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's adorable!
This is just so, like, you wouldn't know this, but it's like Ogwan trained Alyria in the forge. So they work together.
Baby!
Yeah.
Oh, that's really sweet.
And so Alyria's like, hold on. This is so exciting, isn't it? And she's like trying to put on an accent. This is exciting.
I mean, honestly, that's better than I expected.
There was a woman who was a maid in Nuavia, and she talked like this. I'm trying my best.
You also could just maybe not talk as much. That's what I do when I think that I'm gonna be caught on something, is I just...
Okay, it goes, yes, well, the strong, silent type behind the mask is quite intimidating.
Yeah, maybe that's your thing.
Oh, that would be much easier. I guess you could be our spokesman then, Ma, and I wouldn't have to speak at all then.
Great, yeah, I love speaking.
So she says, well, I did do a little bit of reconnaissance on who we were fighting, and I missed out on last month's combat, so I didn't get to see them in action. But I do know it's a 3-man team like us. They have a Triton male, I think, magic user of some kind named Caspian. There is the female Leonin, or Leoness, I suppose, as they would say, and I know she's a paladin, and her name is Thoreau. And there's a wood elven, I think ranged fighter of some kind, named Horton, an elf. They apparently won in record time last month.
Alright.
I think quite record time. And Ogwen goes, well, I mean, they didn't have, a princess and, an adventurers guild member. They can't stand against sodomite.
Sorry, what was Thoreau?
Thoreau was a Leonin, but a Leoness female paladin.
All right.
Well,
so do you want to plan? Do you want to just go in there and?
Well,
I don't usually plan, quite honestly. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh. Well,
we can plan. If you guys are planning, we can totally plan.
Well, I think our great downfall may perhaps be that I don't think any of us are ranged fighters, so...
No, I could be, but I'm not good.
So
then just get up close and personal on them.
I think we close in on the ranged fighters and let the paladin chase us, perhaps? I don't know.
Leave the paladin for last, focus on the ranged.
That sounds good.
Hopefully if we can get those two out, then you and I can just stop beating up on them.
Yeah. And Alora's...
Or all three of us, honestly. Or just stand in a circle.
Yeah, that would be quite effective. I do have a few... we kind of have an option. I could give us a little bit of a boost at the start, or I could save my concentration for something more offensive.
I think something more offensive, quite honestly. If they're fast movers, then let's get it done before they do.
Then I'll save that for the special thing that I got you with. So I'll save that. Good. Well, I think it should be just moments. I'm a little nervous, actually.
We'll be great.
Yes.
We'll be great. Hey, I got
fine.
Yusef to bet on us.
Did he know that I was...
Ogon? No.
What a prick. He's a horrible man. He's terrible. Yusef is an asshole.
Yeah, remind me to talk about him when we're not in public.
Of course, yes. I will, yes.
Yes.
Alright, so preparing for the battle, we'll go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break or whatever.
I'm so excited!
Yep, and then I'll show you, you get a sneak peek of the map really quick.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. What if Yusef's a decoy? He's
Yeah.
not. He knows about a priori, and that's enough for me.
Alright, so there's our map. You've got the royal
Oh my
thing,
gosh.
and then the one across the way, which was the patrician's box. The only thing, like there is one platform that is there. You guys will be coming in from this side. The other team will come in from the other side.
Okay, and there's the one platform.
There's only one platform, yeah.
Oh god, the ranged people are gonna get up there.
Yes.
Woof.
And from what you've heard or know, the reigning champions get first they'll go into the arena first and be able to
So they
set
get
up.
to set up and put all the ranged people up there, and then so
And
we're
then you get to
we're
attack,
super the underdogs. Okay,
Yes.
that's fine. That's fine because that's what I'm fucking used to.
Absolutely. Let me arrange this. All right, cool. So we'll take a quick 10, and then we'll be back with the trial of the Androniki.
Thank you, Tin.
All right. So welcome back from the break. We're getting ready for the trial, the penultimate fight. No, penultimate means the one before the last. The final battle of the Trials of Androniki, where Marlow and the Fleet Foxes are facing off against For Greater Good. Also, I fixed my camera because apparently it didn't like the fact that there was a bunch of bookshelves behind me.
Okay.
So there we go.
There you go.
So we're there. So let me switch over to the battle map. So we've got that.
Ugh, I can't be a wolf in this fight. Lame.
And you can't use your new sword.
No.
All right. So we've got the map there. When you come out, there are some figures there. These are not good representations. Standing. Sorry, this one's up here.
Mm-hmm.
But you see one figure, a tall, blue-skinned. You've probably never seen a Triton before. Triton, standing in the back here.
Okay.
And then the elven person with the bow is here.
Okay.
And then the female, you've seen tabaxis before, but much taller, stronger looking female Leonin here.
Okay.
With a shield and decked out in very gleaming gold armor.
Cool.
All of their weapons look shiny. Everything. All their
Yeah, because
armor
they're
is
being they're paid for
They're
the
paid
fucking
for.
richest guy in
The
town.
richest guy. And so they kind of march out. So then you all come out from your end and kind of what I'm going to let happen for this is you are going to get to direct their movements.
Okay.
And then
Cool.
I'll choose their attacks.
Their attack.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Based on the setup.
Oh, how
So
exciting.
we'll go from So go ahead and roll initiative.
Initiative! Okay.
So hold on. Oguan rolled a 10. Laura rolled a natural 1. Thank you, Alyria.
Aww.
It's good for your cleric to go towards the end. And then let me roll
You know what's... Okay.
for the others. Okay. I cannot believe I named this person Horton. I feel so ashamed.
No, it's really good. Also, I feel like there was another Thoreau that we encountered at one point, but I'm gonna go look it up.
Oh, I don't know. I love the name Thoreau, and so
Thoreau's I feel like it can be a common name
Yeah.
in this universe. That's not like a bad thing to have a John of
Yeah.
your fantasy world.
I love the name Thoreau, so it probably will pop up a lot. All right, what did you roll?
Oh, I also rolled a natural 1. I got a 6.
Okay, so...
That's why I laughed.
Okay. Right. So Oguan will be the first to go in your group.
Cool.
And then... What was it total with your initiative bonus?
A 6.
Oh, 6. Okay, good. Okay, and then so you will go here, and then... him, and then Alyria bringing up the rear with her 3.
Go team, yes.
All right. So yeah. So when we get to movement, when I get to their movement, I'll let you direct their movement, and then I'll do their.
Sick. Can't wait to get blasted by these guys right off the bat.
All right. Let me just grab my dice. I'm sitting here. All right. So the moment you guys come out, there's this like. As you were coming out of the lower space, you kind of rose up into the area, and then a trapdoor descended to block the exit. And then but the whole time you were walking up, you just hear the entire like thunderous audience screaming like, "For greater good, for greater good, for greater good," and like you see all 3 of them are just eating the crowd. They're like, they've got their arms raised. It's like when you go into the Theseus and the Minotaur fight in Hades.
Yeah.
Like all the shades are like cheering for them.
Yeah.
You do look up and like Lenaria and Yusef are there, and Lenaria is like right at the front, like looking down very excitedly, and Yusef is standing there. And then Yusef speaks, and his voice is amplified to a much larger volume. And he says, "And so for our final battle of the evening, we have the returning champions for greater good." And there's a roarous charge throughout the audience. And up against the newcomers, the Fleet Foxes. And the audience just like, who is the Fleet Foxes?
The audience is silent and
who are
you
these
crickets.
people? And so Yusef kind of steps back and says, "Well, I will leave it in the hands of our Archmage." And he takes a step back and kind of takes his seat. And Lenaria steps forward and she says, "Let the battle commence." And there's this explosion of fireworks from the stands, and they shoot off in all directions around you. And Thoreau is up first.
Cool.
So the paladin.
Cool.
And she is going to leap up here, and then up onto the post right here.
Oh my god.
And she is going to... just gonna hold her action there.
Okay.
Alright, and then Caspian is next. And Caspian, you see, cast a spell. Let me roll really quick. Hold on. I have to pull up a chart that I didn't print. 1 second. Oh crap. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. I just have to grab Player's Handbook.
You're fine. Oh, I hope it's not wild magic. Oh, I sure hope this is not a wild magic user.
Because I did not write down the... I didn't print something that I would need. Caspian casts a spell, and then...
Nothing happens.
No, something happens. I just have to make sure nothing else happens. Okay, so yeah, nothing else happens. So, and then Caspian rises.
It is
up,
wild magic.
rises up into the air, and is flying about this high up into the air, and you see this like sheath of frost-like magic around them, and they are going to fire a ray of frost in your direction.
Cool.
Marlow.
Yeah,
so
figures.
Go ahead and roll for ray of frost. That's probably not going to hit. So that's a 16 to hit.
Sure doesn't.
Yeah, so she, like, they're kind of balancing their, their flight, and they fire off, and you just kind of dodge out of the way.
Okay.
Very quickly. All right, cool. And then that takes us to Ogon. So Ogon is going to, like, what do you want Ogon to run to? Where do you want to go?
Is Alora's big spell an area of effect then?
No, she's referring to sacred weapon.
Sick. Okay.
Yeah.
I want Ogon to go as far as he can to the like towards the get into that magic user.
Okay, get in the magic user. She's flying up here. Perfect. Okay, so he...
Wait, no, actually, he can't... Wait, he can cast, right?
Yeah, he can.
Okay, then yes, I want to get him to the magic user.
This is fantastic. So she's flying about 10 feet above him, right here. And he gets into that position, and you see him, like, he pulls his Great Maul down, and the whole way he's running, he's dragging it in the sand behind him, and you just see this electrical charge building up on his Great Maul, and right when he gets there, he throws up in her direction and points at her, or him, and this blast of lightning energy shoots out and hits, let's see, yes, absolutely will hit them, and you see this lash of lightning shoot out and hit the spellcaster, and then drag them down out of the air.
Yes, right, Ogon with lightning allure. Right, yes, sir.
And they take 1d8 damage from the lightning lure.
That's what I fucking wanted. Yes, daddy.
Fantastic. And then let me write down the damage. And then he's immediately going to make a strike with his weapon as a bonus action. That also, Jesus, Ogon. That is a 26 to hit.
Oh my god!
2d6.
Holy shit! Come on now.
And he can reroll ones. Sweet. So
oh my god!
He's a great weapon master. 16
Oh,
points of damage.
This dude's so sick, man.
18 points of damage to the spellcaster, who's like, the fuck just happened?
Great.
Right,
yeah, oh, you did your big ray of frost. Come the fuck here.
Alright. Which then takes us to Mark. You're up.
Great. Who do I want to fuck up first? I would like to move in towards the platform.
You're 30 feet?
Yes.
Alright, you can
but not there. I want to get at an angle.
Okay.
Like towards the, yeah.
This way?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You can get
And
to there.
how far away am I from the ranged person?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet.
25? I can't get it within 20.
Let me see. You were
Is there a
here,
way?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's 20 feet.
Yes! I would like to throw my dagger of venom at them.
Alright, go ahead and make a ranged attack with your dagger of venom.
I've literally never used this before. Haha! What is this? A +9 to hit? Holy shit!
Yeah, it's dexterity.
25!
25 absolutely hits.
Great. Okay, I'll roll damage, and they have to make a Constitution saving throw of 15.
Okay, con save for Horton. Oop, I just dropped my dice. That is a 16.
Fuck!
But they still take the damage.
Damn it! I'm angry. I'm angry now. It's fine. That could have been good. I was gonna do it on the magic user, but then Ogon fucked them up so hard that I was like, he's probably at this. Alright, what's... Yeah, D4. 9.
9 points of damage to Horton's. Fantastic.
Okay,
Right.
and then as my bonus action, I will charge the rapier of wounding with the blood. The blood? What is the word I'm looking for? Oh my god, the Crimson Right. Jesus Christ.
Your lightning Crimson Right?
I have to use lightning.
Right.
That's the only one I got. Yes. I want to do that, and then I take a d6 of damage, which is 3.
Alright, sounds good. Good. Which does take it, so you throw the dagger and it sticks into the side of the ranger, and the ranger just kind of pulls it out and throws it to the ground. And then immediately grabs their bow.
Can I...
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
can't do another attack, can I?
Do you have another ranged weapon? Like a...
No, I sold my bow. I didn't need it.
Yeah, so unless you have another dagger.
Why is that a ranged weapon? No, because I had to modify that. That's not a ranged weapon. Okay, anyway. I had to make the brass knuckles. I had to fuck with them to get them what they like to a D4. So it's they're not. I can't throw those.
Okay. Yeah. So you're like, unless you had another dagger. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
There's like almost no way I have another dagger. I will double check now that I've said this, but there's like almost no way. I can't throw a hammer at them. No, I'm good. I'm gonna stop bullshitting around now. Laura can go.
Step back, and then it's actually Horton is up next. So he pulls the dagger out and throws it down. It clatters to the floor.
Hi, Horton.
And he pulls out his bow, and he is going to. Let me see. Does he just want to make 2 attacks against you, or does he want to? Yeah, he's just gonna make 2 attacks against you to start out. So he's gonna fire off twice with his longbow in your direction. First one is a 23 to hit.
Yep.
Second one is a 24 to hit.
Yes.
Sullivan, back off, please. All right, so that is 8 points of damage in the first one, and a 1.
9.
No, it's a plus. 5 points of damage on the second one.
So 14.
14 total. Yep. And then he's going to hop this way and get up on top of this post, just to give him a little bit more of a sight of everything that's going on.
Okay.
All right, which does take us to Alyria. Where would you like her to go?
I want Alyria to... Oh, I kind of want to hide her. Can she... No, I don't want to put her directly in range behind Ogon, because I don't know if that dumb bitch can do anything that goes through people. He can line people up. Okay. I want Alyria to kind of go a little bit towards me.
Okay.
So she's a little bit blocked by me, but not like fully.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I want her to go there.
All right. So
then I'll see what she does.
So she will, as a bonus action, summon her spiritual weapon.
Perfect.
And it's going to be Saurus will be her spiritual weapon.
Oh, he's here.
The giant flaming hammer appears in the air behind the paladin, and she's going to make an attack towards the paladin. That is a 19 to hit, but I don't know if that hits.
Yeah, that might not hit a paladin, baby.
Yeah, nope. No, that is the armor class. Okay, so yeah, so it crashes down. And
Hell yes.
Then The paladin takes Sully, please. Sully takes
Sully,
9
please.
points of damage. And then she's just going to, with her action, she's going to cast Sacred Flame towards the paladin as well. Make a dexterity saving throw. And Thoreau does not have a lot of dexterity, but makes the save. And so, you see this magical flaming radiant energy burst in the air in front of Thoreau, but does not make contact. But there is now a flaming spiritual weapon on the stage.
That's fine. That's fine. We just had to get into range on this turn. This is fine.
Which takes us to Thoreau, who she kind of grimaces down and rubs her head for a moment, and then turns and looks at you and winks in your direction, and then vanishes. And then appears behind Obi-Wan.
I forgot Tabaxi can just do that.
Oh, no. That's actually a class ability.
Is that of the... what is that paladin thing? What is that?
She's a paladin of the Ancients, so she has Misty Step.
She's fucking... Whatever.
And then she is going to...
That's fine. She's out of my way. Sorry, Obi-Wan. Take the hit.
She's going to make 2 attacks against Obi-Wan using her... She has a long sword. She's going to make 2 attacks to Obi-Wan. First one misses. Second one absolutely hits. That's 23 to hit. And so she swings out once. Obi-Wan kind of smacks it away with his maul. But then the second one makes contact, and Obi-Wan takes... That's a big roll. 14 points of slashing damage from the longsword. Alright.
Okay, that's the first hit
Oh, but she had advantage on the first attack. Hold on.
Oh, right.
That hits. So she... Okay, so that's an additional 8 points of damage.
Okay.
22 total. And let me just make sure the second one wasn't a crit.
Yeesh.
It was not, so that's good.
Yeesh.
Alright, which takes us to Caspian. Caspian is going to take the opportunity attack to fly up, out of the way. Obi-Wan swings, absolutely clobbers them for an additional 13 points of damage. So Caspian has taken a total of 25 points from Obi-Wan.
Cool.
But then Caspian's gonna look in your direction, and
Hey, babe.
you see he wipes blood, this reddish blood off of his blue skin, and then he's gonna point in your direction, and you see this. You've never seen this spell before. You see this small bead of energy appear in the air in front of their hand, and then they toss it out in your direction, and it just kind of sails over and lands right here between you and Alyria.
Oh, no!
And then this bluish ball of ice explodes in that space and protrudes out in daggers.
No!
It's a modified fireball, ice ball. So go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, boy!
Alyria failed.
I'm probably fine. 18.
Oh yeah, you gotta be, I think there's, you have to be to 15. Alright, so you'll take half damage, so... 14 cold damage, so you reduce to 7 for you. Alyria takes the full 14. And
Okay, but that's her first hit. That's her first hit.
And then you take an additional 7 piercing, reduced to 3. I rolled really low on those.
Oh my god, I wish I was a werewolf!
Yeah, but Alyria takes the full, so she took 21 points of damage.
I think this is the first time Mars ever wished in her life she could wolf out. Really hard.
The
really
things
hard.
Mar can't do right now. And then as a... Does she have any bonus? Yeah, she used a sorcerer point. Oh, make sure that Did not roll a natural one, so there's not a wild magic, sir.
I was like, please don't be a fucking wild
but
magic
then
user.
They're going
God.
to, so that was their bonus action. As their action cast the cantrip Frostbite. So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Marlo.
Okay. What are you? Oh, 19 plus.
Okay, yeah.
Some
So you take half
2.
damage. So you take 3 points of damage, and you do not suffer disadvantage on your next attack.
God, I'd be so fucking
'Cause
mad.
that's what Frostbite does.
That's what Frostbite does.
All right, so that is Caspian, and now Caspian has
Flying
flown
in.
out of range. Is about 30 feet up in the air, right about
Mhm.
here. Yeah. And then that takes us to Oblong, who realizes even with lightning lure probably can't get Caspian in range, so is going to whip around. Actually, let me see what this says. Oh, do you want him to move, or do you want him to face off against Thoreau?
I want him to go after Caspian.
Okay.
I want him to keep the lightning lure up.
So he will...
Because he's taken so much hits that I think he can get rid of Caspian soon.
We'll take the attack of opportunity from Caspian, from Thoreau, who connects. So Oblong, that was a 1 on the damage die. So Oblong takes an additional 6 points of damage. But then
Worth it.
he is... Let me read this spell exactly. 30 feet by 5 feet. But it's a stream. I feel like it would fall out of the air. I'm gonna roll. If it's below a 10, the stream will fall out of the air. If it's not, then it's like a blast.
Okay.
14, so it'll fall out of the air.
Ha ha
So
ha.
targets Caspian, and you see like this greenish energy starts building up around his maul, and then he tosses it, and you see this like blob of acid fly through the air over Caspian's head, but leaving behind it this trail of this caustic material that falls out of the air, falls on Caspian, falls on Horton.
Yes!
So
Yes, Oblong!
They both have to make dexterity saving throws. So Caspian.
And be fucking P right here.
Caspian makes it. Horton. Whoops. Jesus. Keep dropping my dice. Horton also makes it, so they take half damage, but that's still. It's still 2d6. Good. They each take 7 points of damage from the caustic brew. So Horton and Caspian. Yeah, Caspian's looking pretty hurt. Alright, which takes us to you, Mar.
Great. Get me up with that ranger.
Alright.
That ranged
hold
fighter.
on. This is round 2.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, you can get it right there.
Ha 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 ha. I'd like to hit, please.
Alright, go ahead and make your attack.
Oh boy, 18 plus.
Yep, hits.
8. I'm gonna roll. I'm just gonna roll all of them and then do damage.
Okay.
No, I will do the 2 rapier of wounding first, and then I will do my bonus because they're different numbers that I add. Right? Yes.
Yes.
Because it's 1, 2, and then offhand. Right?
Yes.
That's how things work. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that's maybe 14 plus 8 is 22.
Yep,
2?
that hits. Yep.
22? Yes? Yes. Okay. Okay, so then that is going to be 2d6 plus 2d8 plus 10. Okay. Bam. Okay. 8. 14, 15, 20 points of damage.
20 total? Awesome.
Yes.
How much of that's lightning?
Ha! Okay, these are the 2. 5.
5. Okay, so half damage from lightning. The armor, you
fuck.
see the armor hits and it sparks and absorbs a little bit of the energy.
Okay.
22 points of damage, or 18 points of damage. Okay.
And then bonus attack.
Okay.
Do I want to do anything besides that? Do I want to do anything else with that bonus action? Me?
But that does wound Horton.
How strong does Horton look?
I mean, looks like he's taken a few hits, but isn't like.
I meant like physically.
Oh, physically strong.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like not like Oguon by any means.
Right.
But very
All right.
probably more like the Androniki that you saw outside.
Yeah, I'm just gonna never mind on that. I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna force this person to make a strength save. I'm going to just hit him with the regular rapier.
Okay.
It's another 14 plus.
That hits, yeah.
Okay, so then this is just the D8, which is 8 points of damage.
Oh, nice.
And wounded.
So it's 2 wounds. Nice.
2 wounds.
All right, sounds good.
110
which takes
only.
us to Horton. Horton is going to cast Zephyr Strike,
Oh no.
which means you cannot. There's no advantage attacks. They're gonna flip off this way, and they're gonna.
Oh, there's no opportunity
Oh,
attacks,
no opportunity
right?
attacks. Yeah.
Okay.
You see this like wind energy absorb them, and you go to strike out, and the wind catches your arm and just throws your arm off to the side. You won't even you can't catch them. And they're actually going to swing around this way, seeing Alyria as maybe less of a danger. But they're going to fire off in your direction. They have advantage on the first attack. That's a 17 plus 8 to hit. So
Mm-hmm.
that hits. So that is 12 points of piercing damage. And then they're going to fire off again. That might not actually hit the fifth thing. That's only 8 plus 8. 16?
Nope.
Nope. Alright, so the second arrow flies off, and it flies over your shoulder, and you're like, oh shit, that's going into the crowd. But it hits this invisible barrier and just splinters in the air. So it does, nothing happens there. And then that takes us to Alyria.
Alyria is gonna move
Okay.
towards me
Okay.
and maybe realize that I look really fucked up.
Okay. Let me see if she can
I'm
get
sorry.
to you.
I'm trying not to mitigate, but I look really fucked up.
Oh, she can get to you, so she's gonna, oh, don't worry, I've got you. And she's gonna cast Cure Wounds at level 2. So that is 2d8. 14 points of healing to you, Marlon.
Yay!
Good. And then she's going to move the spiritual weapon. She can only move it 20 feet. I don't think it can get there. Fine. Nope, it can get to Horton. And she's going to make an attack.
Horton hears a what now? Sorry, Horton hears a spiritual weapon.
Rolled a 2 on the attack, so that's going to miss.
Okay,
Swings
never
out. All right,
mind.
so you are, you're there, and suddenly at initiative count 20, you hear, suddenly the whole ground starts to shake. You're like, and you all kind of are bracing yourselves. And your
What?
platform lifts up into the air. And then another platform raises up over here.
Oh, drama!
And another platform raises up here. 4 copper pipes appear out of the walls, and water begins pouring into the arena.
Oh boy!
So,
Okay!
in this round, it is difficult terrain to move through it. In the next round, it's going to be flooded. So,
Oh, I'm so glad I got Alyria fucking up
yeah,
here with me.
you're both up there now.
Oh my god!
All
And
right.
Ogon's close!
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You're about 10 feet up, so he'll have to make a strength check to get up there, but you're there. All right, which takes us to Thoreau, who's seeing this is... what's Thoreau going to do? Let's see. No, she's gonna charge. She can make it to Oguan. And as she's charging towards him, you see this energy building up around her, her sword, and she's gonna strike out at Oguan. Oh, that hits. That's an 18 plus to hit.
Yeah.
And she's gonna burn a smite.
Yeah, she will.
That's 7. 11 plus. Woof! That's a big hit on Oguan. That's 22 points of damage to Oguan.
Oh, I gotta get Oban out of there.
Alright, so.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
And then she's just kind of facing off against him there. And then that takes us to Caspian, who, with Oguan in her face, or his face, the Minnie is a woman, so I keep saying it.
They're gender fluid.
Yeah.
It's fine. They use multiple pronouns.
Yeah. I was just gonna take the opportunity attack and fly this way, and up in the air.
Come on,
here.
Oguan, big hit, big hit.
I think that hits. 12 plus.
Come on.
No.
Damn it.
Yes, no, because if I burn shield, then they won't be able to use any other spells this round. Alright, so it takes the hit. Oguan.
Yes.
Oh, I rolled d8.
Come on, come on. Come on, Oguan.
That's
You got this, daddy.
8 points of damage to Caspian, who's looking insanely
Fuck.
rough.
Yeah,
And then
good.
they are going to look out in your direction and Alora's, and you see this like orb appear in the air above you, and then it kind of starts to spin around, and then literally like giant like ice balls of snow begin to pack down in your area.
Oh my god,
I
this
need you to
guy!
make a dexterity saving throw.
I want this dude dead so bad. What is this? 18.
18, you make it. Alora fails.
Come on, Alyria.
Jesus,
Alyria.
she's not dexterous.
She's a cleric. I didn't expect this.
Wow, that's good. 11, 14. You take 7 points of cold damage, and that platform is now considered difficult terrain. Alora takes 14.
Fuck.
Alora's looking rough.
Fuck.
Alright. Which takes us to Oguan, who is here facing off against the row. The water is rising around them. What would you like him to do?
Caspian's high up again.
Caspian's over here, flying about 30 feet or so up in the air.
Oh my god, that idiot. I want him to hit the shit out of Thoreau and then...
Run your direction.
Yeah, no. Ooh. I don't want us all lined up with this fucking spellcaster. I want him to be... Fuck. Yeah, I want him to fuck up Thoreau and then not be on our platform, but get right next to it so he can get up on his next turn.
Okay.
Does it seem like he can survive another turn in the water?
Yeah. He's looking... Oguan's looking great. I mean, like, taking some licks, but is looking good.
Okay.
Alright, so with that in mind, he is going to... You see this...
Then I'm gonna actually keep him on Thoreau and not have him take the opportunity attack, and he can get away next turn.
Okay, sounds good. He's going to... you see this energy sheathe his maul, and he's going to strike out at Thoreau. It's a natural 20.
Yes! Oh, God, my God!
So the booming blade hits. So, Jesus, booming blade, that's additional 2d8 thunder damage. So that's, 2d6 for the maul. So that's 14, and then 2d8 for the booming blade. I rolled a 1. Oh, no, we can't do it on spells. He can re-roll his weapon damage. And then 4, 8, so what did I say, 14 plus 8? 21 points of damage to Thoreau. And then if Thoreau moves in the next turn, they'll take an additional 2d8 damage.
King!
Alright.
Fucking play of the game, my dude!
I love Oglon. Alright, it takes us
I
to
love this man! I wish he was in our
Marlow.
fucking party!
He might be. Like, later on, you guys
Okay,
can be
I
like,
can't
"Oh, come fight."
I can't see where the ranger is at on the screen. I know they're up there somewhere, but I can't see
Oh,
exactly
sorry.
where they
They're
are.
behind the patrician's booth, like right there.
Okay, okay. Can I get to them and then get back on the platform in one turn?
So it's a 10-foot drop into difficult terrain. So let's see. So 5, 10. You may have to make an athletics check. And then 15, 20, 25, 30. You could get there, but you'd be stuck.
Okay. Then, what I will do is I will... Oh, this is so bold. Oh, this is risky. Oh, this is big risk here.
You know that Horton's comes after you.
Horton comes after me.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to take the dodge action. I know, crazy, crazy.
Okay.
But on my bonus action... Oh, I hate this. This is nerve-wracking. Okay, but on my bonus action, I am going to... If Horton is within 30 feet of me, yes?
Yes.
I'm gonna cast Blood Curse of the Anxious Amplified.
Okay. What's the save?
There's no save.
Oh, it's no save because it's amplified.
It's just that the next Wisdom saving throw, they have to make has disadvantage. I'm trying to set him up for Alyria.
Okay, let's see.
I'm trying to set him up so Alyria can do something cool.
Let me see. Does she have anything that does save wisdom saves?
I want her to do something cool. I don't know what else I can do.
Con save would be your best bet.
Okay, then never mind. I'm gonna do Blood Curse of the Binding.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, I'm yelling. I'm very nervous.
And then, is that a save?
Yes, it is. I think it's a 15.
On con?
Strength.
Oh, good. Nope. That's a 6 plus
Okay, it's actually... Wait. A 6 plus what?
2.
Okay, it's a 14. I lied.
8.
Okay. Great.
So he cannot move,
I
right?
will, I said amplified before, I will stick with that. He can't move for a minute.
And the water is rising.
Yeah, he can keep making strength saving throws,
Yeah.
but he also can't use reactions. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and if
Basically
nothing
slowed,
else, he wastes this turn. Even if he saves, he wastes this fucking turn.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. All right. So he's there, and you took the dodge action.
yeah.
All right. So he is.
I don't know what other action to take.
Horton's up
so.
next. Go ahead and roll 2d4 for the wounds.
I just threw a d4 into my floor. Ha 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 ha! 7.
7 points. Nice. Okay. And then he makes a con save, right? To see if the wounds.
He makes a strength save.
Well, for the wounds, it's a con save, right?
Yeah, it's a con save of 15 for the wounds.
All right. So he cured from the first one, but the second one still sticks. So he's
Okay.
Wounds. All right, and then. He can make attacks, or is he bound?
No, he can make attacks.
Okay, he's pissed.
Right?
So he's going
You
to...
attempt. Wait, hold on. Let me read it. I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
it
you
just
can
locks them in place. And
Yeah,
then they
you attempt
can't
to-
take reaction.
See, it's just called Blood Curse of the Binding, so like one would think, but
Yeah.
it's like that's not how it works. He just can't move. But I don't care.
Okay.
I just want
So-
him to drown.
He pulls out his bow, aims at Alyria, and you see these like thorns begin to appear down the shaft of the arrow, and then he releases.
Oh, fuck.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Fuck. Should have seen this one.
Alyria actually passed. She rolled a natural 20.
me,
Ooh,
Alora!
nice. So you take half damage from
Oh
the
my
hail of thorns.
god! Wow, sister.
Oh wow, rolled a 10 though. So you take 5 points of damage from the hail of thorns, but the actual bolt does strike Alyria, so she takes. She takes 14. Alyria's looking rough. Really, really rough.
Oh no.
But the thorns explode in your direction, and you manage to dodge most of them as a few just prick you.
But she can heal, right?
She can, yes.
Okay.
Alyria is there. What do you want her to move?
She's wearing heavy armor. She's gonna fucking sink.
Yes.
I want her to get behind me. Yeah.
Alright, she's going to cast Mass Healing Word.
Laura.
So you and Oglorn and Alyria. Whoa. Come on. Heal up 8 points of damage.
Clutch. I also have potions, too. I just remembered that.
And then her spiritual weapon is going to strike out. That will hit Horton. And Horton
Come on.
takes enough to do it. Horton gets knocked out, and he's
Fuck you, Horton!
he's floating there.
Horton, here's a what now?
He's floating in the
Oh,
the
God.
water there. All right. All right. So that takes us to the end. So initiative count 20. The water reaches max height, so it's now lapping onto the edge of these platforms.
Alright, so
and
I gotta
is
get Ogon.
about 3 feet below you. Ogon's
Gotta get Ogon.
Ogon's treading water, so is Thoreau.
Great.
Thoreau is going to Misty Step and appear next to Horton, and is going to cast Lay on Hands.
No! I forgot they're fucking paladins! No!
And then, so Horton heals up a little bit. Where's Horton at? There he is. Okay, so Horton
Oh
is
my
now
god.
at-
Oh my god, what can I do? Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And then, using their movement, gonna pull Horton back up onto this platform. I'm gonna make a strength check just to make sure she can. Absolutely, because that was 24 on strength. And so it's there. All right, which takes us to Caspian,
Fuck this.
who sees interesting. Oguan. All alone, floating in the water. Yeah. Is gonna cast Icing Death's. Actually, just gonna fly here. Make sure. Yep. Gets you, but not Alyria, because Alyria's behind you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
17.
That makes it. You take half damage. Ogon rolled a 5.
Ogon!
What's his con? Plus 5, 10. That's not enough to do it. So 3d8. 3d8. There it is. So 9. You take 5 points of cold damage.
Okay.
Oguan takes the full 11, and he is encased in ice and cannot move. He sinks to the bottom of the water.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
And then
Oh my
Caspian is
god.
going to use the rest of the movement to fly.
Can
over
he
a little
like fight that
bit. They can, he can break out.
on
Yeah.
his turn? Okay.
Yeah, on his turn. But it basically like around his feet, basically, and he's sunk to the bottom and he can't move.
Oh boy.
That's a new spell from Fizzbands.
Cool. Never heard of that one. Well, that's rad though. That's
Yeah.
a rad fucking spell.
All right. which takes us to Oguan. So he's gonna.
Yeah, I would like him to.
He can't breathe, so
Yeah.
he'll use his action to break the ice off of him, and he pops up to the top. But he can move now.
I need him to get to a platform.
Okay, so this is the closest platform. It makes a strength check, and he pulls himself up to the top.
Great, flawless.
All right, which takes us to you, Mar.
Where's Caspian?
Right here, kind of flying eye level with you.
Cool. I'd like to run and jump and tackle Caspian into the water.
Okay, make an athletic or acrobatics check.
What dice? What dice? What dice are we gonna use here? Ha! Aha! Is that a 10 or a 16? A 16! Ha!
Okay.
24!
Now make a attack roll using your dexterity and your proficiency. This is just to see if you make contact in the air.
It's another 16.
Yep, that hits. So you and Caspian, you could connect and you splash down into the water here. You pop up and you're both floating there in the water.
Okay. Can I attack with a sword in the water?
Yeah. It's probably you don't have a swim speed? No, because you don't have your wave dancer. So
Nope,
the attack
not
would
yet.
be at disadvantage.
That's fine. I'll take the hit. I think this guy. I mean, I think this guy's almost dead. So I'm gonna try it.
Looks pretty rough.
Okay. 12 is not gonna do it.
12 will miss.
But that is a 21.
Yep, that definitely hits.
Disadvantage. Okay, and then for the offhand, that is going to be that's higher. That's a 14 and 19, so that'll also hit.
Yep, that hits. So you can roll damage.
Okay. Okay, so the first hit is going to be 11 points of piercing, slashing, whatever it is, damage, and 3 points of lightning.
Down. Caspian collapses and goes unconscious after your hit.
Can I use my second attack that hit to push him further in the water instead of doing damage?
Yeah, sure. Push him away from you.
Oh, I want to push him straight down.
Okay, yeah, sure. You're holding him.
I don't want the fucking paladin to be over here.
Holding him down. Sure. Okay.
Well, I just want to press him down so he sinks faster,
Yep.
and then I want to use the rest of my movement to try to get on the next platform, the closest to me.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20.
Even if I can just hang on to it, that's fine.
Okay. You're hanging on to the side of the platform. Okay.
That's fine.
All right, good. Which takes us to Horton, who's going to stand up.
Horton, this dumb bitch.
And seeing Alyria and Oguan.
If I was in the jungle and Horton started telling me lies, I would also bully him.
100%. It's going to just fire 2 off. Both at Alyria, seeing them heal.
Yeah.
First one misses. Second one hits. 13 plus 8. That will hit. Yeah. So Alyria takes.
I just need Alyria to stay up.
Yeah, she had 2 hit points.
Okay, well, bye, Alyria.
Alyria
See you, baby.
gets hit and she
Even with
unconscious here.
the healing that she had done.
Oh, sorry. So she had. Oh, I didn't add that back on. She had.
We got 8.
It was still not enough. It was
Okay.
total. of 11,
Well,
yeah.
I tried.
Yeah, but that was a good pickup. All right, so Alyria's down.
Oguan can't heal. That's fine.
Oguan cannot heal. Which Alyria can't do anything. There's no death saving throws. There's a shield of energy that's keeping immediately
Right.
someone casts.
Yeah, cool.
gentle
Yeah,
foes.
so the princess doesn't fucking
Yeah.
die. in front of millions of people.
But
Okay.
the spiritual weapon does go away because she loses
Okay.
concentration. All right.
That's fine.
Initiative count 20. You hear a loud rumbling sound, and suddenly a giant hole opens up in the center of the arena right here, and all of the water begins to pour into the hole. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
You gotta be kidding me, Joe.
Because you're in the water.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. A strength saving throw?
Yeah.
Do I get advantage because I'm holding on to something?
Yeah, sure.
That was a bullshit question.
Okay, so you're holding on as you see Caspian disappear down the hole. So Caspian disappears in the hole as all the water begins to drain out. So it'll still be difficult terrain this round, and also you're fighting against the current of the water, but the water will go away next round. All right, which takes us to Thoreau. Thoreau, how many spell slots does Thoreau have?
I hope none is actually the answer. If I could suggest something to the DM.
Okay, so Thoreau, yeah, can't miss his step again. He's used it twice.
Yes.
All right.
Get out of here.
So 5, 10. Jumps. And
Good.
Standing over
What I
top.
wanted.
And is going to make a wrathful smite against you.
Yeah, I figured this would happen.
Might not hit though. 18.
18 hits because I can't be a werewolf.
Because you're not a werewolf, right? Your armor class is okay.
Because I'm fucking. That my whole class is built off of me being a werewolf, and I can't be a werewolf anymore.
Only rolled a 3 on the damage, so that is 7 points of damage.
That's fine.
And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm extremely wise. This will be fine. 16?
Yeah, you're fine. So for a moment, you feel like this utter terror grip you, but then you shrug it off, and you are not frightened of Thoreau for the next round. All right, which takes us to Caspian, who is in the hole.
Hell yeah, Caspian, get in there.
Oguan has a greater healing potion. It's going to pop it in.
My man! My fucking man!
It's going to pop it in Alyria. That's it's max healing. 10 points to. No,
My fucking man, Oguan!
14 points to Alyria. So Alyria comes conscious again. And then, do you want him to move or do anything?
Was that his action, giving a potion to Alyria?
Yes.
Okay, then I would like him to move towards the front of the platform so that when the water is down, he has less far to travel to fucking Horton.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so he's there ready to go, which takes us to Marlow.
I'd like to swing up on this platform and
Right,
hit
you
this.
flip up onto the platform, kind of swing around.
Yeah,
All right.
and I'd like to... Oh my god. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. I need to think about something. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me consider a thing. Okay, no, I used that. I don't think I can do that again. Yeah, that's one for now. Okay. Oh my god, this is ballsy of me if I do this. I I think she's too strong and she'd make the save.
She is wrecked.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna hit her.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I was considering shoving her into the water, and then I immediately realized that our strengths are like not.
That would be a risky play, but yeah.
That would be extremely risky. Well, and then I was like, oh, but I could like maybe like bind her and like see if that could help. But I was like, no, that can't help.
Okay.
And I also can't do it again today. So okay. 2 rapier wounding attacks. First one is a 21, and then a higher 15 plus.
That hits.
Okay, so we have 2d8 plus 2d6. Okay. 8. 20 points of damage.
Okay.
And then offhand, another 15 plus.
Yep.
And 7 points of damage.
7, nice. Throws looking hurt.
All I needed.
Yep.
All I needed, because I know my man Oguan and Alyria can take out this dumb bitch Horton if I am occupying her.
Yes. Horton is up next. Horton is going to let's see. Roll a d20, attack you on a 1 to 10. That's a 7. So he's gonna fire off 2 in your direction.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's a 19 to hit on the first one.
Yes.
And the second one will not hit. That's a 17. Oh no, that's your armor class.
No, it's an 18.
18 jar. Okay, good. Yeah. So the second one doesn't hit, but the first one does. So that is 9 points of piercing damage as an arrow cracks into your shoulder.
Fine.
Alora's gonna stand up, and she's pissed.
Good.
And so she's going to fire a guiding bolt at Horton at 3rd level.
But wasn't he just laid on hand? He has 5 hit points, Alyria. Don't do this.
You want her to shoot at the other one? At Thoreau?
I would. Oh no, I don't. I want her to do this at Horton.
So Horton.
I do want her to get Horton out of the game.
That is a 17 plus 8 to hit.
Yeah, just get him gone.
That is. Oh my god, I did it at 3rd level.
You did do it at 3rd level. This man's like
that's
dead.
12d6. Hold on, I have to bust out.
Josh, he's just down. We know this.
I know, but I want to see. I'm gonna roll. Digitally.
Okay.
12d6. Jesus, I forgot how powerful clerics are.
Yeah, they fucking are.
Okay, rolling. This
is so overkill. This is so hysterical.
This angry, like forged domain cleric she pulls out her holy symbol, and you see this fiery mass build up around the holy symbol, and it just releases in this bolt of fire that flies across, hits Horton, lifts him off of his feet, throws him 20 feet into the air, splashing into the platform below for 47 points of damage.
Oh my god!
That was...
Girl!
3 6s and 2 5s were in that roll.
Oh my god. He'd be like fucked if this was actual combat. Oh my god.
Well, and she just kind of like shakes her head a little bit and cracks her knuckles, and now Thoreau is all that's left.
Great.
Alright. So you hear the voice of Yusef from the thing that says, well, this is very interesting. Let's see how they handle a new challenger. And out of the pit at the center, this creature flies into the air.
Hello?
And lands on the platform here. As a manticore appears out of the pit.
The fuck it doesn't? Huh?
Let me roll its initiative. Alright, cool. It goes where Horton would normally go. So... And the crowd is going explosively wild because of this turn of events. But Yusef has thrown another kink into the battle. Alright. which takes us to Thoreau.
I hate you, Seth. Even if he's not a priori, he's dead on sight.
Thoreau is going to take the attack of opportunity and charge off this way.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and swing. And then roll 2d4 because she is wounded as well.
She had 6 wound damage.
Okay.
What is this? 17 plus. Does this happen with the Crimson Right?
Yeah, like I imagine you would hit with your main hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? 15 points of damage.
So slowly the body of Horton makes its way to the center and disappears, and as Thoreau is jumping off the platform, you hit her in the back and she goes right in the hole.
Yes!
All right. Which takes us to Alyria. Oh no, sorry,
We'd be back at the top with.
You're back at the top. So Caspian's out. Oguan. So around this time, the center drainage thing closes, so Oguan has a path.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I guess hit him towards the Manicore. Yeah. We gotta do this.
Check. He makes it because his strength is ridiculous, and he gets up here
sure.
into the Manticore's face. And he is going to. Let's see. You know what? He's just gonna swing out and make 2 attacks at the creature.
Perfect. So that's all I need to do, baby.
Hit. Action surge.
Oh, Guan, come on!
Natural 20 on the last one. All 4 hit. So that is 3, 5, 9, 14, and then 16, and then the double 12.
Oh my god, I'm gonna
20.
walk away and get another White Claw, but I want to hear this damage when I'm back.
38. 38 points of damage.
Come on, I'm verklempt listening to this.
Alright, okay, well, wait.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
I forgot that he had second wind. Or action surge. Also has second wind, can heal himself, and I haven't done that yet.
I have fucking second wind.
You do have
I'm
second
a
wind,
dumbass. God.
Alright, so that's Oguan, which takes us to Marlow.
Okay. Okay. Josh, how do you rule it? Bonus action to take a potion or no?
Yeah.
Take a potion.
Second wind's also a bonus action.
Yeah, but I have to go down to use second wind.
Oh, that's right, for you.
It's
That does, right, yeah.
the heart.
Yeah.
So I will chug a potion, so I don't go down. What's a normal potion? I'm an idiot.
2d4 plus 4.
2d4 plus 4. Where's my d4?
Oh, sorry. I think, hold on. Is it 1d4 plus 4? Right.
I think it's 1d4 plus 4.
Yeah, 1d4 plus 4.
Okay, so okay, I get 6.
Okay.
That's fine. Okay. I will now get in flanking with Oguan with this Manticore.
You can do that.
And now I will do 2 big hits on it.
Sounds good.
Um, 20.
Yeah, hits. 14's what you're going for.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 15. Yeah.
Yes, also that.
Okay.
Okay, so 1. I just was looking at you. 2, 3, 4. 16. Holy shit, these are good rolls. Wait, okay. 12, 20, 24, 29 points of damage.
Whew, 29, nice.
I rolled max on 3 dice.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So Ogwan had carved through like the left flank of the beast, and then you're stabbing into the right flank, and it's like very, very pissed off right now. Very nice. So it's going to make 3 attacks. It's going to bite out towards Ogwan and then claw in your direction with the other 2.
It's fine.
So the bite will hit even Ogwan's. Yeah, that's an 18. His armor class is 17.
I have a higher class than Ogwan.
Yes. He also doesn't wear a lot of armor, so it's just purely like
I truly he's so cool that I'm like it doesn't matter. This man is a king.
Ogwan drops. He falls back and falls
Okay.
off the platform.
Okay, that's fine. Alyria goes next.
The claw at you. First one, that's not going to hit. That's only a 16. The second one will hit. That's a 21. 2d6. 14 points of damage.
All right.
And then you see its tail fly up, and a spike flies off in Aloria's direction. It flies over her head and misses. All right, which takes us to Alora, who... What do you want to do?
She can do whatever she wants.
Okay, she's gonna...
If she thinks she can kill, she can do a big hit.
Yeah.
If she wants to heal, she can heal.
All right, so she charges forward past him, and as she's charging forward, you see this fiery energy building up around her warhammer. And she's gonna do Searing Smite at 2nd level.
That's my fucking girl.
That will hit, so that's 3d6.
That's my girl, man.
14 points of damage, Constitution saving throw, which it makes.
Okay, that's fair.
So it doesn't get set on fire, but it did take 14 points of damage.
I don't care. That's good. That's good damage.
All right, good. Which takes us to Ogwan, who is unconscious, and then to you.
I'd like to hit this
Oh,
thing.
she gets advantage. Hold on. No, it was a natural 20. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Do I still get advantage because she's wailing on it up
She's not
front?
flanking, yep.
15 plus.
Yep.
Yeah, 13 plus.
Yep.
Last one. 17 plus.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry, I
absolutely.
thought it was a 1. It
All
was a
three
17 because this dice is bullshit. Okay, so first, wait. If I just add another D8 in, is this the full damage? Yes, it is. Grace. Let me just grab another D8 and I can roll this all at once.
Okay.
And that will be easier on my brain. Are you a D8? Yes. Okay. And then we're adding 15 to this. Okay. $36 points of damage.
How would you like to do it?
I want to run up on it.
Okay.
And I want to behead it.
Woof. So you jump up and then like dive down with both of your rapiers like in a crisscross pattern, and you pierce into its skin, and then you rip sideways, and its head clips off and it falls into the muddy ground.
And then I backflip off of it.
Backflip off. Make a acrobatics check.
If I fail this, I'm gonna literally scream. Natural 20. It's the coolest backflip we've ever. It's literally the raddest thing anyone's ever seen.
Literally, so like the moment it happens, the entire audience just like explodes in a oh my gosh, the Fleet Foxes! The Fleet Foxes! And there's just this moment like where this roaring crowd is going, and then you hear like it kind of dies down a little bit, and then a moment of silence goes by a little bit awkwardly long before finally you hear, yes, the Fleet Foxes are victors for this evening's Trials of the Andronicky. As Yusef cries out. And there's Valeria's her sister. Lenaria sends out explosions in the air, fireworks flying. There's this kind of like just pinwheels of flames and dahlias of fireworks around. And then you feel suddenly like weightless. And you're like, wait a second, this is whatever. And she has cast Fly on you. And then, so you can fly up to the box where they are.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I do that.
And then somebody comes out and revives Ogawan, and he flies up with you as well.
Cool. Do you want to know how many hit points I had?
How many?
I had 15. I had 15 when that mana core hit me for 14.
That's
I would have stayed up with second wind, but I was like, all right, let's do this.
Ogawan, it went 3 over on him. So
I don't think I could have survived another round with it, even with second wind.
Yeah, because it has 3 attacks and then 1 with its tail. So.
Yep.
So you arrive up at the box, and the maester is standing there, and the maester says, "Well, congratulations on your victory. The pot went to 1,500 gold. The house takes 300, but 1,200 to the Fleet Foxes for your victory." And then kind of turns to the side and says, "Well, if only you hadn't changed your wager at the last moment.
Fuck you!
You would have walked away." And then Ogawan says, "I believe that there's a little bit of that in there for me." And the maester looks at their pad and goes, "Yes, 200 gold to Ogawan from the Wavia," and passes that over in his direction. So you have 1,300 gold for the Fleet Foxes.
I mean, I have to share that with them, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
no, I'm not sharing it with the fucking princess.
Ogawan doesn't need it either. And like, if you offer to give it to him, Ogawan will say, "No, it's."
I offer it to both of them out of obligation.
Yeah, give my pot to my son so he can buy some nice trinket or something.
Will do.
Right. So, question for you: do you want another session, or do you want this to be where you rejoin the rest of the group?
I can straight up do another session. I don't want to be wild, but my free time, the last free night I have is tomorrow. If you're free.
Yeah, we could do, like, you want to do, like, an hour session tomorrow to, like, or maybe an hour and a half, and, like, any final things you want to do?
Just wrap it up.
Okay, and so, Lenaria approaches you and she says, Alyria has filled me in a little bit about what you're currently doing and your group is doing. Whenever you are ready to join them in Feldspar, stop by my tower. I'll get you there.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
But if you want to explore the city some more, I will be returning to my tower now, and I will be there for the rest of the week.
I should stop by very soon. Thank you. You're very kind.
Absolutely. And you see her, she kind of just like nods in your direction, and then there's this like moment where she casts, and you see her vanish, and she disappears.
Dude, Mara's bright red talking to this woman. Mara is overwhelmed with this woman.
This 400 or 500-year-old drow.
This coolest fucking badass woman.
Yeah. And Yusef is kind of in the back, and he goes, "Yes, well, congratulations. It is typical for the winners of the Trials of the Andronicky to come to the castle for a dinner. If you would be so inclined, the invitation is open to you."
I would love to.
And who, I see, of course, Oguan, and the other fighter?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is someone who would prefer to remain anonymous and will not be joining us.
Princess Alyria goes, I don't think so. I would
Queen!
love to join you for dinner.
Yes,
ma'am! And Yusef like, Princess, that was very unsafe for you to, and she goes, Lenaria's protection spells were more than adequate. I wanted to stretch my legs.
I think she more than well held her own in that battle, and clearly she was one of the victors.
Yeah. Thornton, seeing this, charges forward. Princess, that was absolutely brilliant. Your training has really paid off. The Nuavians surely know how to teach a fighter. And Yusef goes, yes, of course.
Fuck you!
Alright, so we will pick up with you going to the royal castle.
Yeah, I didn't think
palace
Mar would say yes on that.
for dinner. And we'll pick up there tomorrow. We'll do that. It's good. Yep. Alright, but
Wow.
thank you all for joining us for the third episode of The Lost Adventures of Marlow.